Encouragement. My name is Bee and I'm 9 years old. I'm living at Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And today I'm going to talk about climate change. So, do you want to live in a clean world? Of course you do. You want to have green airs and fresh airs as always. But of course not always, because the climate change is around us. So what exactly is a climate change? Well, a climate change is when the temperature rises up dramatically. And when the temperature rises up dramatically, it affects the people's lives. When it affects the people's lives, we have to think of a way to get rid of it. So, I'm here to present some steps that could help us get rid of this dramatic waves and hot temperatures of this climate change. First of all, you can think of the ways. Of course, we could use the 3 R's. The 3 R's are recycle, reuse, and reproduce. And when we use the 3 R's, that could help us a lot in the climate change. So how can they help? At first, recycle was when you throw something in the bin, but not outside the beach, on the street, on the road. You can put it in the bin. When you put it in the bin, some bin collectors can take it and recycle it. So how can it be recycled? It can be recycled when it's into a machine and it can make new cans of its own origin. And the next one is reuse. So what does reuse mean? Reuse means that if we have something, we use this over and over again. And we don't have to recycle it. And when it was old enough, and when it was broken, we can recycle. And the next one we have to be careful about was reproduce. Or another way to call this was reduce. And reproduce help us a lot. It means you make up new things and you can recycle them. When you reduce, you have something that you have reduced over and over again. So you can make it into a new thing just by yourself. And when you were doing that, you were making a huge difference in climate change. And the next step was to use the solar energy lamp. Well, the solar energy are taking energy from the sun, and it doesn't cost any electricity, or it doesn't take any energy to waste about. And that was a good step to stop the climate change. And the next one you need to know is to stop using hydrogen gasoline cars. We can use hydrogen cars and electricity cars because both of them are helped. And gasoline cars never helped us. There's a huge difference between gasoline, and hydrogen. Because hydrogen is the cleaner one. Roger Bacon invented out hydrogen. It was very clean and it has no smoke. Yeah, it has smoke, but this smoke don't affect the climate change. And they don't join the climate change, as I said. And the gasoline has a smoke that was terrible for the people. And we have to tell our water meters to stop your producers who are spoiling some oil, some dust up to the sky. And the next step you can do is you can save energy or electricity. You can save electricity by when you don't use electricity anymore, you can turn them off. Or if you don't need electricity, you can turn them off whenever you don't want. And you should save the electricity when you sleep. You should turn off the electricity. When you do that, your house will be cleaner and your bills aren't as high as possible. climate change to stop. And the next one you can do is you can take out plastic bags. Well, these plastic bags cannot be burned. When it's been burned or even deep in the ground, it takes 5 million years to it to be dyed and thrown away. So we should reuse it, a lot of things. And if you don't want to reuse a plastic bag, you can use a paper bag because a paper bag is making out of paper. And you can throw it away or you can make it at the other things. And when you was using a paper bag, it was a lot good to the environment. What about a cloth bag? You maybe don't understand that, but it's a bag that made out of cloth. That means you can use it a lot of times. For example, if you use a plastic bag, you can use it again. And if you use a paper bag, you can always throw it away because you don't need to the other time. It can be only used once. When you throw the paper bag away, you can reuse it. You can reproduce into something new. But if you use a cloth bag after all, that cloth bag will help you use a lot of many times. You can reuse the cloth bags. And when you was reusing it, it was helping a lot to stop the climate change. And when you're doing all that thing above, I was telling you, our planet could be greener and be better. And when we're doing it, we will have some fresh air to go outside. And when we do everything, we like to. If the environment can stop and just go for it.